Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tarkov University. Today, we're going to be talking about your hideout and the flea market, as well as crafting. So, if you are curious about any of these things, you will not know. All right. So first, we'll go into the hideout and talk about this for a minute. Generator. This is one of the most important things because without it, a lot of your stuff will not work. You need to use fuel, and if you turn on the generator, your fuel will run out. Um, Heating. This will give you more energy as well as being needed for a few things. It's not a high priority, so don't worry about it. Illumination. You need this for certain crafting stuff, so it's important that you get that out of the way, but it will take electricity to run. Luckily, it's Halloween, so I don't need to keep the lights on. Intelligence Center, it's not necessary, but it's a really good investment. Like, very, very good. You can lower your scav timer if you want to do, like, Lighthouse and get a bunch of money, or you can get some more quests money. As well as later on, you can craft things here. Lavatory, this is where you'll be getting your 60 round AK mags for tasks. You can make some pretty nice rigs. I think you can even make a few armored ones. Yep, like this. Using these crappy ones, turn them into these slightly less crappy ones. Or slightly more. It doesn't require power, but the wooden awl is kind of hard to find. Med station. Here you can, very important, raises your health regen rate, lets you craft some things like defibs, are worth a lot of money. You can refill your Calloc Bees. It doesn't matter the durability going into it. You can turn a car med kit into a CMS, which is very, very good investment. You can turn 2 cars into a Salewa, which is not a great investment. This one is absolutely amazing. 2 piles of meds for 2 IFACs. If you don't have Flea, this is going to be great for you because you might not have easy access to IFACs, and this is pretty cheap. You can just get them from doing this, which these two can be purchased, and this one's not too hard to find. Um, this is not very often a craft that you'll want to do, but this usually is. Med station was one of the more important ones. Nutrition unit, you won't find yourself using this very often, at least at level 1. Level 2, there are a few better crafts, like you can make the water, but nutrition unit's not that important, and yeah, you will need power to run it, just like med station, but they still provide you the benefits without power, which is nice. Rest space just gets rid of your negative effects. It's not a huge priority, but I think you need it for a few things. Security, you're going to need that for a lot of things to be upgraded, so it's a high priority thing for you, just like the lights and the generator. But obviously I'm locked by a mechanic too, so I can't do that. Shooting range, this is absolutely not necessary, but I would totally recommend it. Even just level 1 is great. It makes things a lot easier whenever you want to know how good your weapon is. Vents, very high priority. The better your vents are, the more pollution you can put everywhere, something like that. Water collector, it's not a huge deal, but eventually it will lead to some other things, and you can make your own water. Workbench, this is very, very important. A lot of things that you'll want, like high tier ammo and guns parts, can be crafted here. Of course, mechanic 2, locking this away as well. It's not that bad, really. Your stash, now I have EOD, so I didn't have to upgrade it. But if you are playing on the non-EOD versions, you will have to upgrade your stash, and I would highly, highly recommend that, because the more room you have, the better. The more items you can store and hoard. Weapon rack, that's also a pretty nice thing to have, but you don't need it. It just lets you put a few more guns up right here. Solar power, this is very late game kind of thing. Peacekeeper 4, don't worry about that. You'll just get some more solar power. Lower the amount of fuel you need. Scav case, now this hardly ever worth it, but it might be in the future. You can put in some items after you build it with a lot of expensive stuff, and that will let you get Like you can put in a moonshine and get, I don't know, a gun. Library. Here you can get more XP, so it's definitely worth, but you need level 8 memory and level 3 rest space. So, I mean, well, it would definitely be interesting to read people's diary all the time and these cookbook magazines. um, no, booze generator. This is worth a lot. This is pretty much the only reason why you'd want to get these, except for some of their crafts, which are decent. But this is a very nice late game thing that you can do, make a lot of money. Bitcoin. By the way, these things are red when you can't upgrade them, white whenever you have them, and green when you can upgrade. Bitcoin, this is a huge thing. Make you a ton of money, but you need graphics cards to run it. Air filtering. Now, this gives you more physical, but it's not a huge deal. Gym, I'm not upgrading it because I just don't feel like wasting all this stuff on it right now. I need the tool sets for task, and they're kind of expensive. Not really for me, but anyways, you can also enter your hideout and walk around, and it works just like if you were in a normal Tarkov raid. You can even go here and pull out your gun, but you can't pull it all the way back. You can shoot it and it won't use any ammunition. So, like, you'll see I shot a few shots and I can go back and I still have 60, which is definitely very nice. And now we'll move on to the flea market, which is very important. Now, here you'll see that prices, you have to click this to arrange them. I'm not sure who's gonna do these things. It must be really desperate. Yeah, you'll be running from lowest to highest cost usually. So, like, I want the cheapest tea, then I'll be looking here. Or if I want tea that expires in a long time for some reason, or find a high rated trader or something. Anyways, this is pretty important. You can change your currency that you want. I usually set my condition, it's got to be at least 90%, and then I'll try to find stuff that's like at least 95, but I'll settle for 90 sometimes. I'll probably put that 95. You don't usually want to barter, and you'll take offers from anyone most of the time. There's no reason to not take offers from traders if they're better. There's no reason to not take offers from players if they're better, unless you want to get more money with traders. Only functional, that's not really necessary. If you want to just buy like the part of a gun, but not the actual gun itself, then that's fine. A lot of stuff that you'll need will be on this flea market. Pretty much anything that you need, really. Yeah, like, these are good to sell. If you ever just want to know what to sell, ask a friend who's on the flea market, and he could probably tell you what's good to sell. You know, a lot of these valuables, if something's marked as valuable, obviously it can be worth a fair bit of money, especially if you're a poor man, like most of you who are watching this probably will be for a while until you improve at the game, unless you're a skilled player. I don't know who you are. Anyways, you can even see guns over here. You can see that sometimes they're the best offers, sometimes they're not. Traders, I mean. Let's say you want to buy an AK-102, 35,000. AKMS, you gotta pay 39,000. Now, also for the flea market, you can go ahead and do a linked search, and it will find everything that you can put on that device. And I can link search this to find all the helmets that it goes on, and I can also find all the mods that go on it. So let's say I link search this, and I can tell that you can get these night vision goggles on there, which would be pretty nice if they were any good, which they're not. They're not very good at all. And I can also do required search, like, is this required for any barters? And you'll need to get rid of exclude bartering. So let me go down to something I know is in barters. So T-plug, I go required search, and I can be like, oh, this magazine here, I'll need 6 T-plugs to buy it. All right. Well, of course, won't tell you that. By the way, you can also do trader rep. The more trader rep you have, the more offers you can place. You can only place 2 at the beginning, and if you have low trader rep, you can't place as many. But the more trader rep you get by posting stuff on the flea market and not taking it down, you can get more trader rep. Once you sell stuff, it will immediately send the money back to you. So Ragman, he's been giving me some money here. Whenever I sell stuff, bam. Also insurance, they will give you your insurance back if no scav finds it. So that about makes it up for today. I know I didn't do any gameplay, but this was a lot simpler. So that's it for Tarkov University today.